Zenith leaves in January. Not dramatically. Not with ceremony. He files the appropriate commission paperwork. He has always appreciated the human habit of paperwork, the way it gives weight to decisions that might otherwise evaporate into intention, and he tells the people who need to know in the order in which they need to know it. He tells Varel first. He says, I have been here 140 years. The last 40 I spent building a cage and calling it wisdom. The 20 before that I spent believing the cage was necessary. The 80 before that I spent genuinely uncertain, which was the only honest period and the one I found most uncomfortable. He looks at Varel across the commission table. He says, you have the instinct for this. I never did. I had the discipline. There is a difference, and I was always in the wrong job. Varel says, where will you go? Zenith says, I'm not certain there is a where, in the way you mean the word. But the transit exists and it has been too long. He asks to see Sara before he leaves. They meet in the yellow kitchen with the window overlooking the garden. She makes tea she knows he won't drink. He sits with it anyway, because some gestures are not about the drinking. He reaches into the jacket pocket of the Richard Holt suit, which is the last time Richard Holt will wear it, which makes it no longer Richard Holt's suit but something the suit is becoming as it exits that particular life, and he takes out a small object. He puts it on the table. She looks at it. She says, what is it? He says, a calibration point. He pauses. What you would call, I believe, a key. To the archive, the parts that haven't been made accessible yet. The parts that contain the records from before I was here. He looks at her. Including the record of your father. She is very still. He says, I am not able to give you a person. I am able to give you what was recorded. It is not the same thing. But it is something. She picks up the object. It is warm in a way that metal is not warm. She holds it the way you hold something that weighs more than its size. She says, why are you giving this to me? He says, because the cold principle is correct. And because your mother made you tea when you were sick, which is a fact I know because it is in your archive entry, which means I knew it before you told the commission, which means I should have told you years ago. He stands. His voice is, for the first time, not quite Richard Holt's voice. He says, I'm sorry it took me this long to understand what was owed. She nods. She breathes in 4 counts. He leaves through the front door. He does not look back at the house. But he looks up, once, at the sky, and then he is gone. Sara sits in the yellow kitchen for a long time with the warm object in her hands. Then she makes herself a fresh cup of tea, because it is what her mother would have done, and drinks it while it is still hot.